here at the phone booth, the Washington Wizards are looking to get to that 500 mark finally for the first time this season, as they will face the Brooklyn Nets tonight. I'm Kelsey Nelson, joined by Miss Janay Graham, Roundball Reporter. And tonight, Janay, the Wizards, they're looking to get to the 500 mark, obviously to hopefully get inside that Eastern Conference playoff bracket spot. So what do you think the Wizards need to do tonight to win?
I think, first of all, they need to keep feeding that go-to John Wall. He needs another night like Wednesday. You know, he needs to be able to assist the ball, he needs to be able to pass the ball, and just continue to execute plays and getting everybody involved like he's already been doing.
Perfect. And you talked about John Wall. As we know, he just had his 19th double-double after the last game, but also another big player has been Otto Porter. So what do you think he needs to do tonight to really step up in case Bradley Beal is not ready to play tonight after his injury Wednesday night?
Well, I was just about to say, if, you know, it's still to be determined game time, but if he isn't, that he is going to be a major factor as far as adding numbers to the point, adding a presence to the game. So I definitely feel like he will, and I know he needs to, but he will.
Perfect. And last but not least, let's talk about the second unit. As we know, they've kind of been a problem all season. But tonight against the 8-23 Brooklyn Nets team, we can expect the second unit to play a lot. So who in the second unit do you most want to see most improved tonight?
Honestly, I kind of just want to see them all work together, if that makes any sense. I mean, I don't want to pull out one because I feel like the starting five is a solid one. But I just kind of want to see, you know, the type of things, the type of plays that they have together. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Stay tuned for more action.
7 for 7, 4 for 4 from 3 in the first half, and he played very controlled. He had a nice rhythm. The guys were getting him open, and then he made a couple of tough shots. But when you make shots early, I think the basket becomes bigger. But I thought the guys kind of, you know, when having Brad out, it's not easy. Brad's one of the best two-way guards in the league, and he's on a nice run offensively for the month of December, but we had to step up, and we needed somebody. We were just hoping that somebody would come in and give us 10 to 12 points, and to my surprise, it was 27. I mean, I know Trey can score, but you don't expect 27, but I thought he played an excellent ball game, both ends of the floor. I thought he was defensively really good.
Earlier in the season, as your backup point guard, if you would have looked at the halftime box score and saw 20 points, 0 assists, what would have been your reaction?
I didn't think, I mean, one thing I know he does well, you know, he's a guard. He's not a point guard. He's not a two. He's a guard. He can make plays, but he can score. Naturally, he's a very good scorer, and that's what I'm kind of changed my view of him as this season has gone, and I'm starting to use him more as trying to get us some points off of some pin downs, off of some pick and rolls, and I think he's done a good job of taking that role and doing well in it. And I mean, tonight was one of those nights for him. You know, we don't expect that every night, and you know, he doesn't have to provide that once when Brad comes back, but we needed it tonight. But it was, I thought he played really a good floor game. He got players involved, but defensively, you know, he was good in harassing their guards.
Your bench has clearly been a lot better the last couple of weeks than it was earlier in the year.
Yes.
Is this the case of players are going to have ups and downs, and maybe all these guys seem to be having their downs simultaneously?
Well, we were missing a lot of shots, and you know, I think a lot of coaches say that when you don't shoot the ball well and you're getting good shots, but we have, you know, for instance, Jason, how he's playing the last month, that's who he is. Unfortunately, he started the season missing every shot that he normally makes. And when you do that, you lose some of your confidence, and you can go down the line. Trey was the same way. But as we talk to him and develop every day in practice, you just stick with your routine. You believe in the routine, and you can handle some tough times. And I thought the guys have done that, and they stuck with it, and we're continuing to work and develop our guys and give them a lot of credit. We're back to 500 because of their ability to keep chipping away every day.
What was your discussion with Brad about if he could or not?
I leave that up to the medical team and Brad. You know, I have a lot of confidence in the group. They've impressed me all season with their decisions, and I never second guess. I never asked the player. I didn't know until probably maybe 70, 75 minutes on the clock that he wasn't going to play. But I knew there's a possibility. But I know we have guys that can step up, and Sheldon was ready. We talked to him this morning. If Brad did not play, be ready to start and give us good minutes to start the game.
Talk about Sheldon's performance.
You know, I think he was a little. I don't think nervous. He was just pressing. You know, he didn't get any good looks in the last game, but I thought he played the good, solid 7 or 8 minutes. But he came back in that second half. He relaxed. He got an and one bucket through an attack. He can finish around the rim. The guy's an athletic player, and he doesn't have to settle for jump shots. He can attack, but he does have a nice jump shot. I think the game kind of got to him on the defensive end, helped him out on the offensive end in that second half.
You mentioned getting back to 500. You guys are also, as of tonight, back among the top 8 teams for the playoff work. I know it's only 32 games in and ways to go, but considering the start, how pleased.
You remember my line last game, right? 31-game season. Now it's a 32-game season. Would be really happy being in the playoffs.
I guess just in terms of even just getting back to 500, I mean, again, I know it's not the ultimate goal, but just in terms of where things were, and both in terms of record and just the way things were going.
Yeah, I give the players a lot of credit. They didn't put their heads down. They didn't point fingers. They didn't give in. They just kept charging ahead, kept climbing each day. And I think that's the mentality, that's the culture that we want to continue to build. Things aren't always going to go our way, but we have to give great effort and give ourselves a chance. And I thought, you know, we did that. You know, early on, we've lost a lot of close games. And sometimes when you lose close games, you don't – I know you lose it on the stat sheet and the standings, but you also there's a little bit of that you learn how to win. And I've done that in the past, and I've focused on doing that this year. You know, when we were losing some of those close games, it teaches you how to win some of the close games. We've had a lot of amazing games in the last 12 that we've won down the stretch with good decisions and solid play defensively. But we're excited to be 500. There's no question. It's not fun starting off the season 3-9, but I like the group's effort every day in practice. I knew that we would turn around, but we can't be satisfied with 16-16. We got 50 games left to keep getting better.
In a sense, do you feel like, you're starting over at 0-0, again, like it's
Well, I mean, it's the new year, so we're gonna go on the road and it's a tough 2-game trip. Houston's one of the best teams, and they can shoot 63s in any given game, and Dallas is starting to play well. They're healthy, so we have to just lock in, have a good practice tomorrow, meet at the plane the next day, and go to Houston and do our best to get a win.
Like first beginning of the season, you guys the bench was just kind of lacking confidence, but now that you're seeing all those shots go in, you said at the beginning, nothing was going in for you. Do you feel it's just a matter of confidence for you guys and you in particular?
Yeah, I think so. Really, I think we were thinking a little bit too much about the offense in the beginning of the season. I think now that we've run it, we've kind of drilled it over and over and over, it's become second nature. When it's second nature, you don't really think about it. So now you can kind of focus on your shot, following through, attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line, stuff like that. And I think our first unit has been doing a great job all season. But that second unit, like you said in the beginning, we had a little bit of a lag. Now we've corrected that. We've got to continue to do that moving forward. Yeah, we're back to 500. I think this is kind of where we wanted to start our season. We didn't want to put ourselves in a hole, but we dug ourselves out. We kept fighting. Now we have to continue to keep on pushing forward. We can't relax and say, we're 500, we're good. We have to continue to get better every night. I think our defense has really picked up a lot in the last couple games. And I think that moving forward, if we continue to have great defense, we're going to have great offense as well.
The Washington Wizards have deemed themselves a force to be reckoned with, beating the Brooklyn Nets 118-95 here at home at the Verizon Center. And I mean, Janay, that's 8 straight wins at home. Trey Burke, player of the game, would have never thought that. But what most impressed you about Trey Burke?
He made his presence known, okay? He was on the boards all night. He was active on defense and offense, and it was just exciting to see. And exciting that the second team, you got to see somebody from the second team make their presence known tonight, and that was exciting.
Right, you talked about the second team, 55 points from the bench. It was huge. But also, let's go back to John Wall. Another double-double tonight. I mean, how great has he been this December?
Honestly, I think if it wasn't for John Wall, there wouldn't have been a position for Perk to get 27 points tonight. He had John Wall ended with 13 assists. That is phenomenal. He did what a point guard was supposed to do. He got his team involved, and look at the out. look at the outcome of it, you know. So it was pretty good to see him. And another double-double.
It was huge and
Great
awesome.
way to end the year.
Exactly. But also on a somber note ending the year, we know Bradley Beal did not play tonight. And let's think about it. Bradley Beal has been injury prone. So if Bradley Beal were not to play a couple of the next games, do you think the Wizards still have a chance to win?
Definitely. You have Burke, who's made his presence known. You have Gortat. You have Porter. I mean, and they all did excellent tonight. So, I mean, honestly, you know, we do miss Beal, but it's not the end of the world. Good thing about them is that they have other people to kind of contribute and pick up where he lacks. So it's good. It's all right. I want him back, though.
Of course, we do want Beal back, but of course the Washington Wizards are looking to start the new year in 2017 off on a positive note, sending all the Wizards fans today home with a happy New Year's Eve. Signing out for the Roundball Report, I'm Kelsey Nelson, joined by Janay Graham. Now back to the studios.